We have 4 fishermen getting ready, loading up some lobster traps on the back of their boat. And in this back pocket, I will have the Camp Snap 2 and the original Camp Snap in the other pocket so we can compare them. And of course, I actually have a real camera, in this case, a Canon R with a 24-105 image stabilized lens, because I do think there's some good photos happening here. And yeah, work never stops. So let's get on with this. The response on this one is definitely better than the original.
Yeah, I'm always
Let me
so
turn
afraid
this
for
thing
it to
on.
start falling backwards. This life jacket's gonna give me asthma.
Put it there, bro.
All right. The viewfinder is really bad.
Can I go put my PCs in? Oh, I got the in my shoe. Fudge monkeys.
So I'm anticipating where they're going. And it might make a good picture here.
That was so fun. With the ice cream. Oh, it's still over there.
Really hard to see. All right, let's see.
Oh my God! I wasn't even actually like swimming. I was just moving my arms and I was moving.
I have no idea
We didn't really need to like.
what this thing is looking at, but so it's supposed to have a filter button over here, but all it does is if I hit the filter button, it's just taking photos. It's not changing anything. It says if I hold it 10 seconds, it's supposed to lock. It's just not doing anything. It's just taking photos. So I guess the filter button doesn't work. As you can see, same thing as hitting this button. I'm just playing with the sun on the side of the sail, and they got some cool eyewear. The problem is with a viewfinder, you really don't know what you're looking at. Handling wise, it's pretty much the same as the other one. I really don't think that the shutter, the shutter action or trigger time is really any less. There's still a slight delay. The build is a lot better. That fake leather texture on the front looks better. It handles better than the original one, which is very plasticky. But honestly, I don't know if it... Well, ultimately the photos are what the exercise is all about.
Lap it? I don't know, I can't go main up. You can't put the main up anymore. Oh, I know why. Oh my God, there we go. It's so green. Oh, it's cool.
Let's see what the Camp Snap can do. Turn it on, there we go. Pretty good. Let me try the other lens. Hold on.
What is going on? And today or tonight, I'm at the 50s night in New Bedford, Massachusetts. And what better way to test out the Camp Snap 2 than with this? Let's see if I can get a couple of good shots with this thing. And of course, you can see I have my regular cameras on me because I do have to cover the event. So let's see how this little guy performs. Is this any better than Camp Snap 1? Well, I happen to have Camp Snap 1 here somewhere. So here it is. Maybe I'll do a comparison photos I don't even know if you can hear me because there's so much music happening. So let's check it out and let's put this little guy to the test. Is it worth 70 bucks? I don't know. Let's see. We're gonna photograph everything with standard filter because, oh, it's working still, all right. I'm just gonna wait for somebody to walk by. Maybe I can get that yellow car and 3 people, there you go. People through the windshield and people outside the windshield. The thing is though, I really don't know how it's going. I'm trying, my man. I'm trying. Good seeing you as always. Thank you. You too. Yeah, when you've been doing this long enough and you just know a lot of people. All right, let's do a comparison between Camp Snap 1 and Camp Snap 2. I'm gonna do one of these to see if I can get the same shot. Well, you know what I mean.
Have a good time, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, so to be honest, the shutter lag is exactly the same thing. This flash is going off. All right, we'll put it on off, but the lag is pretty much the same. So I don't know what they're talking about, that this is supposed to be a little bit faster, but we'll check it out. All right, so I feel like it's a little bit more responsive now that I fired off a couple of photos. I have no idea what they're gonna look like, and I really don't wanna mess around with the filters. Maybe I'll do a couple of black and white photos, so let's try that out.
So spring is sprung, and every time I see the moment that you speak, I wanna go play hide and seek.
All right, let's see what that looks like.
That was interesting.
And I took a couple of things from it. I think the most important thing is how quickly can you take the camera and wake it up from sleep and take a photo. And yes, it's better than the original one. The original one, if the camera went into sleep mode, you had to hold the shutter button for like 10 seconds or something for it to wake back up again. This one is a lot more intuitive because you literally just flip the switch to the on position and then you can start photographing. We got the tall ship Sagres, and let's take a couple of pictures with this.
All right, so you give your radio to this boat right here, and I'll go give the other one the other way.
All right, Roger.
I only know one Portuguese word.
Don't say it. See, turn it on, buddy. There you go. All right. According to this, according to the viewfinder, I can see the whole ship. Let's try this to see if I can show you how unaligned the viewfinder is to reality. So I'm going to take this photo here. Let's wait for that boat to be slightly to the left. Okay. So now I'm going to take through the viewfinder to see if you can see what the viewfinder thinks it sees. Okay, so that's your comparison. I stopped in at the Tia Maria's European Cafe in downtown New Bedford, Massachusetts to put this thing to bed, so to speak. Camp Snap 2. If you haven't seen my previous videos, I did a review on Camp Snap, the original, then the Camp Snap Pro.
and now I've taken the Camp Snap 2 for a little bit of a spin. But here's the interesting thing. Until I got here, the button that you see for different filters was not working. So you would hit it and all it'd do is take a photo. But now it's working. You see that little LCD? So guess what? You're gonna have to deal with some photos in V1, whatever that is. So the question is this thing worth it? Is it worth 70 bucks? Has there been any change between the original Camp Snap and the Camp Snap 2? Well, the original Camp Snap had a 35 millimeter equivalent, while this is supposed to be a 28, but the aperture has gone from a 1.8 to a 2.0. To be honest, the lens is so tiny, it really isn't going to make much of a difference. Everything is still going to be in focus outside of 3 or 4 feet in front of you. I'm not going to tell you not to buy this because everyone has different ways of approaching their photography. The idea with this particular camera was not to have a back screen, but you know something, I photograph all day long and none of my cameras have the back screen. They're all flipped over. There's a good reason for that, and the reason is twofold. I wanted to save battery because I'm working and I definitely don't feel like flipping batteries in the middle of the day. But also to stay in the moment. And I like looking through the viewfinder. I like focusing on what it is that I'm photographing. As a photojournalist, time waits for no one. The world is always in flux. And you have to anticipate things. You have to see where things are happening, and you're not going to be anticipating anything. You're not going to be taking in the entire environment if all you're doing is looking at the back of the camera all day long on the screen. So that is a positive for this. However, the picture quality is just not all that great. Now I know some of you are going to be like, "Yeah, that's great." Okay, I'm not gonna tell you otherwise. That's the beauty of photography. We all have different ways of approaching the medium. There's no right, there's no wrong. The only thing that's right is your ability of self-expression through the medium of photography. So if you feel that this camera is giving you something that another camera won't, that's why you should try it. However, I will say this. The problem with this is that 70 bucks, after spending 70 bucks on this, you're gonna go out, take some shots once, twice, then you're gonna throw it in a drawer, and you're probably never gonna use it again, and you're probably gonna forget it exists. So, is it worth it? I don't know. That's up to you. Meantime, I'm gonna finish my espresso. Thank you for watching. Hope you subscribe. Check out some of the other videos I've done with the reviews on the Camp Snap and the Camp Snap Pro. And yeah, it is what it is. Ciao.